you feel about mommy's milk? How do you feel about breastfeeding, Suri? Why?
Suri, breastfeeding or pumping? Oh, that's what she likes. Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today's video, I'm going to be answering all the questions that you have about pumping or breastfeeding and my journey for the past 6 months. Now, I want to add in this disclaimer because I feel like it's always important to do that nowadays, or else you're just going to get called out for something, you know? So first of all, disclaimer is that for those people who feel triggered about that or feel sensitive towards information like this, I suggest you don't watch it. Then second of all, everyone's experience and journey is different because of their body, diet, environment, genetic makeup, and my experience is going to be very different from yours. But if you feel like yours is pretty similar to mine, listen along, or if you're just interested, stay in this video. All right, so we're going to start out with the very first thing, which is my pumping journey. I started breastfeeding for the first 2 months with Suri. However, Suri stopped liking, I don't even know how to properly phrase this. Suri stopped liking breastfeeding. She didn't like breastfeeding anymore. So my philosophy has always been to just not pressure myself to do anything or stress myself over certain things, because if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. And there's so many different alternatives nowadays that are just as good. It's just because a lot of people put a lot of emphasis on things that are like, this is the best way, this is the only way your child is going to grow to, I don't know, to be like the best that they can be. However, there's so many alternatives. We have all these scientists that have come up with great alternatives for babies to grow happy and healthy. I stopped breastfeeding because Suri stopped liking it, not because I chose to and etc. She just stopped liking it, and I just said, okay, fine. I like pumping anyway. I like bottle feeding at night, so I'm just gonna keep doing that. She started out taking maybe like 1 ounce, then it started gradually increasing every month, and now she takes in 4 ounces every two to 3 hours. However, just this week we have transitioned into oatmeal into her solid. So oatmeal is the first thing that she actually liked. We started trying solids early on. Once our pedia said that it was okay to start, we started with like grinded apple, avocado, but I feel like the texture was so new to her and she didn't really like it or was used to it that we didn't want to force it. She just didn't like it, like her face, and she almost like, yeah, she just had a bad experience. So now we reintroduce solids again, but this time with something that we can change the consistency of, which is oatmeal, and she seems to like it. And we mix it with breast milk, so 2 ounces of breast milk. So I pump very religiously. My schedule is like every 3 to 4 hours. There was there are 2 days where I didn't pump consistently. I guess my supply actually went down, so I needed to go back to the schedule, so I needed to pump consistently again, and then went back up. Now, in terms of diet, some people are asking me what I eat. After I gave birth, I went on this Chinese diet where you drink a lot of bone broth soup. So it's a lot of like beef broth and also chicken broth, and then mixed with like this Chinese stuff. I don't even know, but I had somebody cook it for me and it was really good. And then I have a version without the Chinese herbs, and I still drink that on a regular basis. I try to have soup maybe once every meal, and then whatever I like. I eat a lot. You know what's funny is that this mic isn't even the one that actually works. It's this one that works. Anyways, back to my point is that I don't take supplements. I stopped taking supplements after I gave birth. Maybe like a month after I gave birth, because I was still taking it because I was trying to recover and heal properly. But aside from that, I stopped taking supplements. It's really purely soup. And again, everybody's supply looks different. So if you feel like pressured to like have the amount of supply that I have or somebody else that you've seen, really don't because everyone's is different. I know somebody else that like pumps double the amount that I have, which is insane. But anyway, so I pump around like 4 ounces on each side every 3 to 4 hours. And on like when I get up in the morning, I kind of stretch it and maybe sleep for try to 6 hours. But it gets really uncomfortable, so I wake up automatically and I can pump out like 5 to 6 ounces. I have a side that's lazier than the other side. My right side is lazy and my left side has a lot more to give. Pat really likes the word pump. He finds it so funny. I haven't worked out. What I've been trying to do is, or maybe this is just a stupid excuse that because I don't want to work out, but I've just been trying to get my body to relax because I had a C-section. And I think my body has healed for a while now, but I just don't. And also, I recently got injured for sitting for a long duration. My spine, like the tailbone hurts so much. It's been a week and my tailbone is in so much pain. Well, now it's a lot better because I take painkillers, but yeah, it's been pretty bad. I even went to the chiropractor. It helped improve my situation, but every time I get up, it hurts so much. So don't sit for a long period of time. The types of pumps that I use. I started out using Medela. This is the wired one. Now, what I found with that is that there were like only 2 expression modes in that, and it didn't pump out as much as maybe like the other ones that I've been gifted. I now use the Love-Aim. I don't know the proper pronunciation, don't kill me. Love-Aim and Super Mama. Okay, I really, if I were to recommend a pump for anyone, I would say the wireless ones are the best. Hands-free ones are the best ones. Only because like the hands-free ones are the best ones because you can do the most. Like sometimes the wired ones, you just have to like keep holding it. And imagine pumping for 15 to 30 minutes and you're holding it the entire time. And sometimes for the wired ones, if you don't hold it properly, it's gonna leak. So you need to make sure that you're holding it properly and your hands are gonna get sore from that. So what I really like about the 2 pumps that I currently have, I have one right here. This is actually my pumping station. I can give you a little tour of what's going on here at the back. This is where I work now, but I haven't been in my room in a really long time. This is where I live now. Okay, anyways, what I really love is the expression features. I didn't know that there were so many more expression features because in the Medela one, they don't have like that many options when it comes to strength in expression. Expression means like how much it presses out. But like with the Love-Aim one, like it's super duper strong. I don't recommend you do it for a long duration because like that period where I lost my supply for a bit, I used a really hard expression and I ended up bleeding. Like, not that it's bad, but I feel like I burst like some nerves and it just started bleeding and that was not good. So after that, I was really careful. It happened on my right side. My lazy side, I was trying to get more out and don't do that. But anyway, I do like the various strength in expression modes that they offer. But my number 1 recommendation would probably be the hands-free one. So if you were to choose anything that you want, hands-free is really the best because you can do a lot more. And this one by Super Mama is pretty good. Okay, next. So a common question that I got is, do you take any supplements to increase your breast milk supply? I don't take any supplements, but that time when I was experiencing low supply for 2 days, I drank a lot of soup, like pretty frequently. I just kept drinking bone broth soup. Sometimes I have it with a lot of vegetables. I love vegetables, so like cabbage, tomatoes, watercress, spinach. Any chance I get, I eat a lot of vegetables with the bone broth soup and then rice. So I eat a lot. Suri doesn't take frozen. Yes, Suri doesn't take frozen. So over here, this is my station. I have a laptop here, so I watch like a series to help me pass the time when I'm pumping. This is a charging station for my pumps. Then I have these other options, these other extensions for my pumps that are here. And then like my pens in here because it's like my little workstation. Then I have two fridges, these two fridges. This one stores my bottles of milk. Every time I express, I put enough that's fresh and ready to use. I never use anything that's like 2 days old. I make sure that I just have it on ready. Suri doesn't drink frozen, but I do donate my frozen milk and excess milk to other people. This is where the milk goes, and this is where my skincare goes. Now, because I do stay in this room, I do my skincare routine here. Then to clean up, we have two different sterilizers. I find the sterilizers really helpful. These two are good, the Love Aim and then Eco Mom. The Eco Mom, now that we have like more things, we have her chuppies, we have teethers, we have bottles, all of them are in here and they fit a lot. And what I really love about this is that there's sterilizing functions and drying options, but you do need to check if your bottle is able to go through UV sterilization because some bottles don't recommend it. And like the Komotomo, apparently the silicone deteriorates, so don't put it under the UV sterilizer. And I didn't know about that until like somebody called me out on it. Okay, how did you transition from direct latch to pumping? So transitioning was very easy because Suri didn't like my breasts anymore. She was like, yuck. And does it hurt pumping? No, it doesn't. You know what hurts even more? Latching. That hurts a lot. Like the initial latch is like, ow, that's painful. And also what I really didn't like about latching, and this is just a preference thing because I like being specific and measure certain things, but I didn't like that I had to I didn't know how much she was taking in. So the tendency was early on, she would get hungry super quickly. And I just didn't feel like it was practical for me to keep like latching. I wanted to gain a better routine, although still go with the flow and not like I don't want to completely inconvenience myself, you know, like latching, there's a whole process, like watch out for yourself where like if you have overflow and make sure that that goes somewhere. So I want to make sure that goes hand in hand with pumping. I had a lot of supply the first month. I feel like if I actually kept up with that, I would have like 2 times more. I never really had an issue with supply. I had like an oversupply at the beginning, so I did cut down for a bit. Next, is your current pump better than the Medela one? Yes, because of the various expression options. Do you wait till your breast milk is no longer chilled before giving your baby? Is it okay to give cold? I searched it up on Google. Dr. Google said it was okay. But sometimes Suri doesn't like cold milk, so I don't give it. Sometimes she does. We also have a warmer here from Love Aim. This one warms, and this one's also blending. It also steams. There's so many options here. So everything is accessible for me. This little corner here is the breastfeeding corner. Oh, that's bubble tea. I also drink bubble tea. That's also part of my diet. Maybe you guys should drink bubble tea for more supply.
No, I don't.
I don't think that's correlated though. I don't think so. Recipes of slow cooker bone broth meals. I don't use a slow cooker. We have a pot and we have like beef. I don't know what type of beef it is, but my mom's the one that orders it for me. She also orders like organic chicken. Gets delivered to our house, and then we have it slow cooked for about 4 to 6 hours, and it's like a huge pot with like apple, onions, carrots, all of them. And especially with the chicken soup, like I really like it because I also blend the onion and the carrots in it. What, Pat? Do you want to be in the video?
I'm not proper.
Okay. Yeah, so that's it. How do I increase supply? So my only experience with low supply was really when I was not consistent for the 2 days. And it was because like one of the days we were at a hospital because Tony just gave birth to Polly and I was like super excited. So I was like, I'm not pumping. I want to inconvenience myself. So I didn't pump. And then the day before I had an event and then I was like, I'm not pumping. You know what also is really helpful? Is the fact that I have reusable pads. Something I do recommend that you get is reusable pads. I'll just pull it out. There. Whoa! This one right here, these are reusable. I don't recommend the disposable ones. Those like don't last a long time. These ones are washable. You can like throw them in the wash. You can hand wash it yourself. And like you don't need to worry about like it staining. Like if it stains, fine, because like no one really sees it. You're not as likely to leak. Ever since I used this, I didn't have issues with like leaking into my bra. But when I had disposable ones, I had a lot of issues with that, especially at night. Like at night, I'd wake up and like my pajamas were always wet, so I had to keep changing before. But yeah, so that's all. I think I've covered almost everything about my breastfeeding journey. So Suri's turning 6 months in a couple of days. And if you have any more questions, I will be happy to answer them in the comments. I live in the bathroom, so you can hear the sound of the toilet going up. But if you have any more questions, comments, or suggestions, do let me know.
The journey's not over, right?
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay, that's actually a good question. How long do I plan on pumping? Well, I do plan on pumping for as long as possible because I am donating to my friends. So I will keep as long as the supply lasts. However, I do plan on decreasing because the milk intake that Suri takes, I do want to encourage more solids and her to try other things. So maybe 1 year old will like really just have one bottle a day at night. Oh, and to answer one more question, I forgot to answer because a lot of people say like, does she feed at night? What her schedule is? So as I mentioned, her feeding schedule is like 2 to 3 hours, and at night she drinks like 2 bottles at night. She gets up to drink, but she's been pretty good because she like just sleep. She's been pretty easy, yeah, and she doesn't really experience any like stomach problems or anything. She did experience it early on, like the first month was terrible, like because she had problems burping, but it's so easy for her to burp now. But yeah, that's the experience.
All right, let's get a review from the customer. Customer review.
Customer
Here we
review.
go.
Okay.
Okay, baby. Yeah? How do you feel? How do you feel about mommy's milk? How do you feel about breastfeeding, Suri? Gugu? Gaga? Wah. Solids or milk?
Suri? Suri! Gulu, 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 gulu. Okay, let's take out the passy. How do you feel about the milk? You like it? You know what she likes doing now? She likes going, what? When she likes getting other people's attention, she likes to go, what? Suri, breastfeeding or pumping? Pumping. Okay, what else? What other questions?
Do you have any questions, Suri?
Oh, that's what she likes. She likes to eat whatever she sees. Suri, you say, subscribe. Bye, everyone. See ya.